This morning, Orexo came out with a new press release announcing a partnership around the digital therapy and the German company called GAIA. That Orexo as a pharma company now starts to work with digital therapy naturally raises some questions, both among our investors, among our employees. And I will try to address three of those questions right now. The first one is, why digital therapy? You're a pharmaceutical company. Second one is, why do you do it now? And the third one is, why have you chosen to work together with the German company GAIA? If I take those three questions in order and take the first one, why digital therapy? So one of the things I have observed the last years, and actually just this morning referred on the Swedish radio, is how digital therapy improved the treatment in more and more therapy areas. We've seen large clinical trials that have shown that digital therapy can make a real difference for patients in terms of treatment outcome and in terms of compliance with existing treatment. And when I come to the opioid epidemic and the issues that we have seen in the US, access to treatment and in particular access to high quality counseling, psychosocial support is something that we see is lacking. By offering a high quality digital therapy, we believe that we can fill a gap in the market in the US, and we see with digital therapy that we can make a meaningful difference from all of the physicians who are trying to find the best solutions for their patients. Then you can say, why now? So one of the important parts about digital therapy is that, of course, it's very easy to create a digital therapy, but what is difficult is to create something that is of high quality, something that is based on science, something that meets the same standards as we're used to in the pharmaceutical industry, where you have proven that the effect is comparable to other interventions, which is basically what we've done in the pharma industry for many years, do clinical trials with a control group. What we see now is that both the FDA has become more professional and found ways to assess digital therapies. They even offer accelerated review of digital therapies. We've seen that the payers in the US are starting to create their own formularies and assessments of these digital tools to find those who really have an effect. And with that come the opportunity to have a price, get reimbursement, and a business model that works for a company like Orexo. All of this has happened basically during the last 12 months. The final question is why have we chosen to work with GAIA? There are hundreds of companies offering different digital solutions out there. We have looked at this space for nearly 2 years now. And one of the things that we've seen is a lot of the solutions that are out there are basically quite cheap solutions where you have put a normal questionnaire used by psychologists and therapists, put it into a quite static tool where you're calling it a digital therapy. What set GAIA apart is that they have a system that individualizes the solution to the individual patient. So you have an interaction with the tool which adapts from time to time based on the answers you have provided to the questions before. Of course, you can say you can do that in a decision tree quite easily, but what GAIA have done and have applied into more than 70 different applications is a base in what you can call artificial intelligence, where then a very sophisticated algorithm can adapt the system to the individual patient. And that's something we've seen set GAIA apart, and we've seen that GAIA, in the studies that they have done with more than 10,000 patients, have proven that their methodology have significant positive effect on treatments like areas like depression and alcohol misuse. For that, I think GAIA is the optimal partner in this venture, and we have basically scanned the world, and I think GAIA is the world-leading company that can provide us with the best solution in this space, and I look forward to work together with GAIA on this venture. The two companies will share the investment in the development and work together with the commercialization when we get to that in a couple of years' time. With that, I will say thank you for your attention.